Here's another example of modern day cheap crap electronics, a 19-inch Magnavox TV. And I'd love to EOL this set badly. You don't know how bad I'd love to come up with a creative way to end it, but I can't. It belongs to somebody else and they want me to fix it for them. And what happened, they broke some of the buttons off of the front. So I'm going to try to super glue the buttons back in place and program on my universal remote for the TV. Look how flimsy this cabinet is. I mean, look at that. That's the epitome of cheap. And even though it says Magnavox on the front, it's nothing anywhere close to the quality of an older Magnavox product. Actually, this set's probably built by Funai. And as you can see, the familiar phrase, it's on most everything made today, made in China. You can also see the coax connector is bent, so I'll have to resolder that before it completely falls off. Okay, let me open this piece of crap up and see if there's any hope for it. And here's the board out of the TV. Not much to it, is it? And it looks like it has a whole bunch of those blue Chinese capacitors that I can't even tell what brand they are. And here are the buttons that broke off. Just the cheapest plastic they could come up with, and they just snap off. And I don't know where this piece goes, but I guess I'll find out soon enough. Okay, I'm going to attempt to super glue these buttons back on. And then I'm going to try to program a universal remote for this set and tell the lady who owns it that there's no guarantee how long these buttons are going to last, so use the remote as much as possible. There's the bottom of the board. You can see the big surface mounted IC, and if it was to fail, you'd just be up a creek. Although not too many people had these types of TVs repaired anyway, because something that probably only cost $89 new, and people are not likely to spend any money on getting them fixed. And while we're waiting on the glue to dry on those buttons, I thought I'd show you a slightly older Philips Magnavox TV from 1997. This is a 27-inch set that was assembled in Greenville, Tennessee, not China, and the CRT in it was made in United States of America by Sylvania. The set has a real good picture. Actually, the picture on this set kind of reminds me of what the old GTE Sylvania super sets had. And even though this TV is really not old enough to interest me from a collector's standpoint, it would still be a nice TV for someone that needed a general purpose TV. That is, if I can find somebody that's not a flat screen TV snob that would be willing to take it off my hands. But yeah, this was one of the last decent Philips Magnavox TVs made before they went to China. And the joys of digital once again.
Well, she is great, but I'm not going to be fooled into spending the rest.
Okay, here we are with the buttons glued back on. Don't know how well they'll hold up, but they're back together for now. And I found out this white piece is a shield. Apparently that's there, so when they break the buttons off and someone jams an ice pick up into the TV to change the channels or whatever, they won't run the ice pick back in the power supply and electrocute themselves or burn something up or whatever. And resoldered the coax connector, reinforced it a little bit. So now let's slide the chassis back up in here and see what happens.
Has grandfather clock, which...
Okay, here's the Crapnavox TV back together again, and it just so happens that one of the buttons I glued is already broken in a different place than where I glued it.
So she wanted to... And so what I said that I was going
So,
to, I'll move
I'm
it
just going to
forward.
program a universal remote to this, and she'll just have to accept the best results that I could obtain.
Which contracts with...
It's got a pretty good picture on it, but
his company, Packin'...
not as good a picture as some of the older sets.
So, they gave me...
Okay, I dug up this one-for-all remote and looked up the instructions on how to program it. And it seems to work. Channel up, channel down.
Call me, Richard Schwartz, and get the answer.
Volume up, volume down.
You deserve. We know the law.
And power. So, that's just as good as it's going to get.
As you get older, protein is an important part of staying active.
And there you go, a 2006
of your daily value
Crapnavox Chinese special. Maybe she'll get a few more hours out of it before something else falls apart on it.